Browns come up short 23-16 in a loss to the Baltimore Ravens. And let me tell you this. This game, defense played lights out. Garrett again. I said Myles Garrett might win Defensive Player of the Year again. I mean, the fact that he won defense, I mean, we talk about trade Myles Garrett. I say it every week. I mean, this dude, how many sacks he had? 3-4 sacks again in this football game. He had another tackle for loss. Defense played crazy. Carson Schwarzenegger got another crazy interception. He looks like he's going to win Defensive Rookie Player of the Year. But again, offense could not put the points together. Could not get any points together. Could not put any drives together. And this game was at, I want to say 16. It was 16-10. And I'm sitting there watching the game, and I'm like, they need to play. They're going to need to play in this game. Like, they need to play. If they would have got 3 points, or if they would have got a touchdown, they could have put this game away. They could have put this game away because Lamar Jackson looked like he was, when you see the stats, you'll see it. Lamar Jackson didn't play a good game at all. I think his QBR was 25. He threw a couple of interceptions in this football game. They got a pick 6. And the Baltimore Ravens looked like they was nasty work. Couldn't do nothing all game. Couldn't do nothing. Couldn't move the ball. And the Browns defense kept them in this football game. All they needed is a couple of plays. And the Cleveland Browns, for the most part, the Cleveland Browns, I thought, in general, but if you could have looked at this football game and said they were outplayed they outplayed the Baltimore Ravens in this football game. So we'll look at that 23-16. Let's take a look at some things. Let's first of all get to this box score real quick. Let me take this down. Box score 23-16. Lamar Jackson 14-25, 193, 2 interceptions, 5 sacks, 26 yards. QBR was 25.9. Rating was 47.6. Eric Henry had most of his carries on a 1 yard on one carry. 18 carries for 103, 5.7. It looked good, but the 59-yard long one where Denzel Ward called him at the end of the game, that basically got his situation together right there. 18 for 103. Nothing to mention there. The Cleveland Browns did a pretty good job on the back end. 3 for 78. Flowers, Mark Andrews, 3 for 32. Other than that, nothing to talk about with that situation. It was, I mean, nothing at all, right? And let's see. You take a look at what the Cleveland Browns did. Dylan Gabriel was 7-10, 68 yards. He got sacked 1 time for 7 yards. His quarterback rating was 11.5. QBR was 11.5. His rating was 88.8. Dylan Gabriel went out of this football game. I don't know why they ran him on a read option. They ran him on a read option. He got hit, got laid down. He went out with concussions issues. He was in concussion protocol, didn't come back out to the second half. Let's see. Shedeur Sanders, 4 of 16, 47 yards, average of 2.9. He did throw an interception in this game. 2 for 27, QBR of a 2.5, rating of 13.5. So in total, the Cleveland Browns quarterbacks went 11 of 26 for 81 yards and 1 interception from Shedeur Sanders. They were sacked 3 times for 34 yards. Let's look at Quinshon Judkins before we break this thing down. Quinshon Judkins, 17 carries, 59 yards, 3.5 yard average. Dylan Sampson had 1 carry for 19 yards. Shedeur Sanders had a couple nice scrambles, 3 for 16, 5.3 carries, and his long was of 6 yards. Wide receivers didn't do much of anything. Cedric Tillman caught 3 for 52. Fanning caught for 2 for 26. Jerry Jeudy did catch a nice football. Caught a nice little football, and then made a nice little step, nice little move, got upfield. I thought Jerry Jeudy did his thing as well in that drive. Not much for Jerry Jeudy, 3 for 21, right? Let's take a look at defense. Defense in this football game. Carson Schwarzenegger was a monster. Carson Schwarzenegger was an animal this week. 11 total, 8 solo. Sacked. He didn't get any sacks, but 2 tackles for loss, 1 pass deflected. And Carson Schwarzenegger did his thing. Johnny Hickman had a really nice football game. Myles Garrett was just, oh, goodness, 5 total tackles, 4 sacks, 5 tackles for a loss, 5 QB hits. Myles Garrett was a man-child today. Denzel Ward, Grant Delpit played very well. Devin Bush had an interception today. He had a really nice game. Devin Bush continues to play really nice. Tyson Campbell, they couldn't get nothing off on him. Tyson Campbell had a really nice game as well. You look at Devin Bush, Carson Schwarzenegger did their thing. Devin Bush had a pick 6, ran it back. did his thing, right? Let's get to 23-16, the Browns lose. Here's a situation. Let me get to this. I thought Dillon Gabriel had a nice seam throw to Cedric Tillman. I thought that was a nice ball right there. I thought, there was still some of the same dinking and dunking, some of the same things, but he had a couple of nice throws. I thought Dillon Gabriel had a couple of nice throws during this game. I wanted to see some points down there at the goal line, and the Cleveland Browns did get a pick six. They've had him up in this game, and I basically saw some of the same things that Dillon Gabriel was doing before. He goes out of this football game, and he comes back out of the second half. Now, let's get to this Shedeur Sanders thing, because I've always told people this, and what y'all gonna see on the internet as we sitting here doing what we doing. I'm gonna tell y'all, there's people that are not honest brokers of the business. They're not honest brokers when it comes to the Shedeur Sanders commentary. They haven't been honest brokers of what's going on with Shedeur Sanders from the get-go. Now, let me just explain this to you. People have been clamoring for Shedeur Sanders to get reps, not equal time, not equal, not equal reps, not equal, we're not asking for that. We asking for just reps. When I went to practice, and mind you, I've been at camp the entire time. At the entire time, I was at camp when Shedeur Sanders was playing, and I saw Shedeur Sanders thrown to trash cans and support staff. Kevin Stefanski was asked last game. We talked about this last game. This week, Daryl Ryder asked him, has Shedeur gotten any first-team reps? He says, no, nothing has changed. So let me remind you, I told McNuggets this on Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. I said the first game that Dillon Gabriel played in Minnesota, when they were in London, I said, Dillon Gabriel missed some throws. Dillon Gabriel did some bad things. But what I want to see, if we talking about developing quarterbacks, what I want to see growth from Dillon Gabriel from point A, where we are today, and give him a runway to see if he progresses and gets better. I said, now remind you, I'm telling you this, right? I'm going to let you know this. And I'm going to tell you, I want to see progress. Is it going to be perfect today? No. It's not going to be perfect today. It's going to be perfect next week? No. But what I want a runway to see is exactly if he gets better. And in one game, I'm not going to either be like, yo, he's garbage, he's out of here, we about to do whatever we going to do, and that's not what I'm going to do. I do film reviews over here all the time. I point out Dillon Gabriel's good throws, bad throws, all of them different, right? The problem is there are going to be some people this week that's not going to be honest brokers of anything. Shedeur Sanders got into the football game with no reps. He's never received reps. He's never played with first teamers. He's never received any sort of rep. The coaches confirmed it. The team has confirmed it. So what you're telling me is that Shedeur Sanders not receiving any reps coming into a game that's cold against the Baltimore Ravens, playing good defense the last 3-4 weeks, and you're telling me that he has to throw for 300, 400, 500 yards in order to continue to get more reps? It has never been that assessment. People who try to tell you they want to be honest brokers of the conversation have never been honest brokers of the conversation. It's the difference between giving somebody everything and somebody nothing. Do you know how difficult it is to play the position of quarterback when you don't even get an opportunity to throw to regular receivers? And the fact that he even was able to come out here, move around in the pocket, throw the football, and in the last drive, put you in a position to make you a game in the balance. Throws a nice ball to Gage Larverdin. It was a 50-50 ball. It was a back shoulder. He didn't come down with it, right? He throws the ball to Jerry Jeudy, gets it out to him, right? He's coming in, not understanding what the speed of the game is, still not. Listen, Chris Candy said, what backup quarterback that's one rep away from going in the football game? What backup quarterback that's one rep away don't get no first-team reps? Even when they had a great opportunity to let him get his feet wet against the Rams, when it was a preseason game and everybody talks about the preseason don't count, instead of leaving him in the football game and seeing what he can do, you talk about you trying to save him his confidence because you're ruining him. I'm like, how you gonna save his confidence when you could have gave him an opportunity to get his feet wet in a game that don't mean nothing with guys that don't play? Yeah, and still we use that against him as a reason not to give him reps. But now he gets into the football game without any reps, don't practice, don't throw to nobody, and now all of a sudden, see, I told you he wasn't good, but you did this before. Like this is the disingenuous nature of it. And this is why I tell people all the time. This is why I've gone through the protocols and the channels to do what I need to do. Because when I said that, I said, now listen, I want the same energy. So when he gets an opportunity in a runway to do something, give him the reps, give him an opportunity, give him a game plan, give him a system, give him some reps throwing with receivers. You're asking a dude with no timing, no nothing to come out here dry and just throw the ball. And if he's not Tom Brady today, he was never good. But yet and still, you gave every single opportunity since Dillon Gabriel came since he got drafted. We just heard you say that rookie quarterbacks are going to make some mistakes. Rookie quarterbacks are going to do this. Dillon's continuing to work hard. Mind you, still getting every single rep. All of them. So, look, I mean, if people want to have the conversation, you just tell me who you are. Because if you want to have the conversation that you're writing the backup quarterback off, who hasn't got any reps, never got reps, came in at halftime against the Baltimore Ravens in a nip-tuck football game, and you expect this man to be walking up and down the field? I mean, I don't know. You was never an honest broker. Like, you never was like, that's why the reality of the situation is, I'm not about to sit up here and argue with you about somebody walking to the game with no reps. And when asked what he should do, well, he should have been coming in like it's crazy. And let me just show you, that's the place we live in. You got to be 2 times better with no reps than everybody for them to give you half the shot. 2-3 times better. You better come in and be like, think about this. This is the most difficult position in the world to play. They don't even give you the opportunity to do it in practice. They won't let you play in practice. But you get in the football game and you better just get this thing down. You don't even know the cadence. The offensive linemen don't even know your cadence. The receivers don't know your rhythm when you throwing the ball, the timing, all of it. By the way, they put game plans specifically in for said quarterback. What do you like best here? What do you want to run here? What do you want to get here? What do you want to do here? And by the way, with that being said, the fact that he was able to get downfield and to throw the ball to Harold Fanning Jr., the fact that he had a man blitzer coming in, he was able to spin out of that and figure something out and get some yards. The fact that he was able to complete the ball or go to throw the ball downfield when they were blitzing and all out blitzing and got, by the way, we talk about the protection schemes as well. Because when you're a quarterback, you got to know the protection schemes, right? You got to know the audibles. You got to know the timing. You got to know the rhythm. And you're asking the guy to do that. I thought he had a great pass to Harold Fanning Jr. over the middle of the field. I thought he had a nice 2 passes. The first 2 passes he came in and threw him rhythm on time. But the reality of the situation is this. They did exactly what I would have did. You got a backup quarterback who's in his first game ever. No weeks of preparation, no timing, no rhythm. Guess what we going to do? I'm going to blitz the heck out of you. And for the most part, you go back to the stats, he got sacked twice. Okay, cool. But at the end of the day, those are the things that you get by playing the game. Those are the things that you do by getting reps. The fact that the Cleveland Browns or people, I'm not going to put it on the Browns because I'm going to see what they're going to do this week. I'm going to see how they do it this week. But if you are sitting here and you want to have a conversation about one half of football, then I'm going to ask you, why is it that you can watch 6 weeks of football from one guy and nobody says nothing? 6 weeks of football, turnovers, safeties, whatever the case may be. We can watch 6 weeks. You get the bye week. You think a quarterback can go out there without reps and play well? Like, we can have conversations about who's better and who's this and doing that. We can have conversations, and we can have conversations because them same people that's saying that is the same people that was saying, give Dillon another opportunity. Keep giving him. He's a rookie quarterback. I don't think he played that bad. I don't think he played that bad. I don't think he did that right. I don't really think he did that bad. Keep playing him a couple more weeks. He's a 3rd-round pick. Hey, listen, we heard that all week. So now you telling us when I told you weeks ago that, hey, I'm going to see the progression of Dillon Gabriel, and let me get a track record. Let's keep it pushing and moving. I just saw Dillon Gabriel take bad sacks last week, and the Jets lost. But you came in, you weren't part of the game plan this week. You were asked to come into a game in a hostile environment against a team that needs a win, and you have not had reps ever. And now you're writing, see, I told you he wasn't good. Bro, you wasn't even an honest broker anyway. Just tell me you don't like the dude, and we can just keep it pushing. But you like, I've seen 6, 7, 10 weeks of this other stuff, and a guy who's had a long record of getting reps since day one. So if people think that you came over here to see the I got you moment, you told on yourself, because you was never interested in seeing Shedeur Sanders play, and you never were interested. And by the way, if he would have threw for 300 yards and won the game in this second half, you would have been like, you know what? See, he needs to do it again next week. And then if he did it again next week, no, that was just 2 games and the Raiders were trash. He needs to do it again. It wasn't never going to be no opportunity. See, this is the reality of what happened, because we've done this a couple of times, right? We've done this a few times. It seems to be that certain people get the benefit of the doubt. Certain people were handed the job on the platter. Certain people were just handed, and here's what we're going to do, and do this, and this is going to get done, and it ain't that bad. But the second, let me just look and see. Let me just look and see. I'm going to figure this out. Shedeur Sanders was sacked twice, and Dylan Gabriel was sacked once. So let me get this right. One person got all the reps, has gotten them. One person still hasn't gotten any reps. So maybe we need to get the next quarterback we got. Let me just ask y'all this. So if y'all go back and draft it and get you another quarterback, right? So let's see how many reps he get. I guarantee the next quarterback they get gonna get a lot of reps. I guarantee he gonna get reps immediately, day one. And I guarantee that if he throw interceptions or do anything, you're going to say, you guys are crazy for trying to run him out of town because he's a rookie and he hasn't played yet. I'm just saying, a half? Listen, y'all ain't never going to be on board. I wasn't talking to y'all anyway. You were never trying to see no competition, because when Dylan Gabriel was playing bad all camp, nobody said a word. You said, keep letting him go out there and throw because he's just a rookie. But it seems like one rookie gets the benefit of the doubt, and the other one, with that being said, you never know where G-Bush might show up, radio, television, or internet. But if you want the fresh cut on sports, you always got to be watching the Barbershop. With that being said, the Browns lose tonight in Shedeur Sanders' debut. We'll see how it gets done this week. Make sure you watch us this week and pull up Wednesday. You ain't going to miss that film review. Hit the join button, hit the like button, and we'll get you together. Have a great rest of your evening. And as always, like I always say, go Browns.